Woo. Fool didn't even make it to the beach. How's that for landfall, fool? Eat it. As always, I'm just gonna be letting you all know that this is spoiler free. So no story spoilers here. I'm just going over gameplay and stuff like that to help you get platinum if you so desire to get it. That is all. And yeah, let's move on and get it on. Yo, what's going on, everyone? Januzzi here, and yes, it's been a while. I've been on a big strategy RPG kick as of late after playing Gen the Arc, which led me to this game right here, The Lost Eidolons. Now, this is a really, really good game. It didn't get much reception, like as what I did looking up the game after I beat it. I've seen some other videos about it. They aren't all that yeah, there's not much there. So I figured I'd cover it up a little bit more for people to understand and enjoy. And when I bought the game, it was about like it should have been $30, but it dropped down to 25 with the PS Plus subscription. And that was for the deluxe edition, which came with an art book, which was really, really good. Basically, this game is there's some cons to it, and I'll explain it real quick here before I get into the nitty gritty of the little tips, which I found that not many people share on the net here. So I'll get into those here a little bit later, but let me get the cons out the way. And basically, the big con is the game does crash. After like a few hours after playing the game, it will crash on you, on the PS5 version at least. So like what I like to do is save the game. After a few hours of playing, I'll exit out, close out of it. I'll jump on YouTube or for a few minutes, watch a video, and I'll come back to the game and I'll come back playing it. So it wasn't a big issue for me, but still I can understand if you don't like the game crash on you a whole lot, the game kind of will if you play for an extensive amount of time. Now the other con, there's a few corny moments in the game, like especially there's thing about revenge that happens later on, and they focus a lot on the main character. He's a good character, he really is, but yeah, it's kind of like making that protagonist a little bit too high on the pedestal type thing. But I can understand it. They're trying to make a story, and it was very good. I love the goddamn game, and I gave it 5 stars on the PSN network. And yeah, let me get into the stuff and show you how this works, and I'm gonna give you guys some tips. Okay, big mistake that I did when I first started the game. I wanted to get the platinum as fast as possible, get it done, but I was stupid. Do not start the game on your first playthrough on hard. They will screw you up. No joke. So don't play it on hard. It's possible. I can see the thing, you do it on your very first playthrough, but man, is that a headache. That's a lot of work. Either start on story or normal. And the difficulty, you can always lower it. So if you want to start on hard, you can always turn down normal, and then you can always turn down the story. But I promise you, you want to start on either normal, go down to story when things get hard. So don't worry about that, because once you beat the game, everything carries over, and then you can do a new gameplay through from here. And I'm going to show that to you right now, but I'm going to do some blocking so you don't see the stuff. Okay, you did your full game playthrough. Now you're on New Game Plus. Big one you'll look for is this one right here. This is the big one. You want to get that all the time. Keep all these guys on. All of them. Because it all carries over and you get all the items back again. Now, it's up to you if you want to do it again. Do it story mode and accumulate all the gear over again. Because it all carries over even if you beat the game again. All that stuff it just keeps adding up to your inventory. So just keep adding up to it if you want to do it again. Or you just go straight into the hard mode and go for the platinum with this. With the game has permadeath, so yeah, if you play it on maniac mode and you're doing hard, be very careful if you're going to do this on your second try, because you're not going to have the full gear to get some really crazy stuff going on. Now let's go over some little trickier aspects here that sometimes the game doesn't actually fully tell you, and something that you have to figure out yourself. So right here you can see my Gilbert, he's a mage. You can go through the whole game, right, playing as a mage, and the only things you're going to get leveled up are going to be like these three things right here next to the stuff: the light, the dark, and the elemental magic. You aren't going to get these guys up right here with the weapons because you can't equip them as a mage class. But there are classes that you can equip them. There are battle mages and stuff like this, like the battle mage. What you really want to look for is to level up the certain things that they need. Like you need an axe for a battle mage, and you need to get his elemental magic up to 8, and the cloth armor up to 8. So these are things you're going to look for later on in the game, because you can see here between chapter 6 and chapter 17, big jumps in the game where we can equip these things. And this is a big deal because Battle Mage is one of the best classes that you can get. Okay? Yeah, trust me on this. And this also applies to Eden because him, you need to get his sword level up, and then you also need to get elemental magic up. But if you're always playing as a warrior class, you're never going to get his elemental magic up. So what you got to do is switch over to the commoner, and then, okay, we're going to do it here. We're just going to switch over good old Gilbert here. We're going to make him a commoner. Now, the thing is, when you're a commoner, you can equip whatever, all that stuff, give him some items. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you give him some whatever weapon that you want to level up. But if you equip a grimoire, it gets rid of all that, right? So you got to focus on the class that you want to level up. So go back to here, back to the class trees here, and look at the stuff that you need to get this stuff, like the battle mage. Remember, you only need to get is 3 levels in axe, and if they're already a mage, you're probably already going to have 8 levels into elemental magic. And then make sure that you tech it out, because Templar is a little bit different, because you need spear and light magic. So you really need to get into the warrior class more than the light magic to actually get this level. These are the only two for all your other characters that you need to do multi magic and then physical damage. Okay, Eden, he has his own. So remember this: just get his sword leveled up, plate, and then also his elemental magic up to level 3, and then you can equip an elemental grimoire, level it up more, and yeah, it goes from there. Just remember, switch over to a commoner if you haven't leveled those things up first, so you can do it then. Or you can just go to the training ground and level it up from there. Now let's go over prepping for hard mode. If you want to get that platinum trophy, you're going to need some good insight on what to do with it. And like I showed earlier in the video, you won't have these two things here unless you're playing the game on New Game Plus. And yeah, you just won't have them. So it'll only be 5 on your first game playthrough. But good thing is, we're going to go through some cheeses here. What you really want to equip sometimes just to level up your units and stuff like that. Some dumb like tactical elite movement. Basically, you move a unit up, blah blah blah. It doesn't really matter, because as long as you use the move, and it has like 2 slots, as you can see there. But yeah, I want to get into combat and show you effectively how it uses it, and then it also works when you use your magic right. Really work magic, which I have Eden equipped with, to level up your units. But there's also some extra stuff you can do with dark magic, and then also light magic. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you'll see when I get to it. Okay, now let's start talking about building experience and job points. The cheese.
Destiny
Now,
stirs.
watch this. So I'm just going to use this real quick. Look at the experience, 42 and 6. Alright. Now I'm going to restart it. Turn 1.
Come.
Do the
I
same
will show
thing,
you oblivion.
but use a different thing. Or use combat skills and swap it out. Now you're going to look at the skills. Bam. Doubled. It's doubled. Just by using a dumbass skill like that. Well, it applies to like a lot of different characters. Like, you have an archer here. But you can't use the long shot on the ground, right? But you can use flame arrows. Bam. Getting her experience.
Don't
Now,
worry.
also with the white
You
mages,
won't feel a
you can do the
thing.
same thing. Just like use any skill on anybody. You don't even need to actually heal them. Like, they have full health. Bam, you can still use the move. Still get the experience. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you use the move.
It's a shame.
Same thing
Spilling
with
blood on
elemental
such a nice
mages.
day.
So you can use like cold wave on the ground. It's not going to affect the ground, but you're still going to get the experience. So let's go back
Right.
and we use magic. Hydrocone. It can change up the ground. See that? Water splotch. You still get the experience, which is good. You know, so it's just cheesing the experience so that you can get it through it because this game is linear. You're gonna, yeah, you're gonna want to build up these moves and use them while you're still running around before you can actually fight something. You know, it's like you can't attack the ground or anything like that to build experience. So you can use configuration. Like this is like a move that you get from in game, but also a fun thing you can do is like if you got a puddle on the ground, you got configuration here. Bam, it disappears. So work with the elementals, understand the different trees and all that stuff. Cause like yeah, if they're wet, lightning damage does like 20% more damage. It's very very good for in-game stuff. But your big thing is always focus on your dark mages. Always, 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 always. Very very good stuff. Especially Purify. It may not seem like much at first, but later on in the game it gets really really strong. Alright, now let's go over the good stuff. Like why the dark mages are very, very useful. And you want 3 of them in your party all times. Especially, well, you want to get them up to level 10 in their dark magic tree first. So they can use the skill Nightville. I'm going to show you why.
It's up to me.
So, we're going to have Eden run up and be an asshole. He just wants to get up there and say, hey, here's my butt cheeks. Come here and whip them. You know, so look at all those nice little arrows ready to start getting in there and start clapping his booty. So now we move in, start doing some dark mage bullshit. Nightville, remember that move. That is the move you want. Okay? You want to make that shit very hard for people to get in on you. Cool. And then also if you have your mounting skill up, you can move again after you use the move.
I'll see it through.
Do it again. Set the stage how you want it to be set. Do another Nightville. Bam. Now you notice all those big old red arrows. They're focused on Eden here. You only got one because this is an asshole that wants to rush up and be a hero. But all we have to do is like whatever. Bam, all that stuff. Playing in the safe zone. And then you have your third
Don't
dark
worry.
mage.
You won't feel a thing.
You ain't worried about much. All you have to do is make sure you cast another Nart. And badink. Bam. Now all these fools have to go all around this whole damn battlefield just to get to your characters. Well, you have all your characters ready and ready to start screwing them up. What you want to do is start filling your characters in so
All it takes is one shot.
the AI tries to rush in on you. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to move them all up. And we're going to make the AI stupid here.
As long as Sarah's safe,
You can press R1 and L1 just to move the characters in. Or just get quick on it. Just let it happen. Now let's see what the AI does here. They're probably going to do the... oh yeah, he's going to go around. Okay, he's smart. Oh, this one's smart too. Nope, that one's stupid. This one's smart. This one's stupid. This one's stupid too. Okay. This is a healer. He's gonna heal him. Okay, whatever. Now you can see like this guy, he stayed out. This one moved in. Now these guys are open for destruction. And these guys can't do a goddamn thing to you. So you got four that are just like useless.
If
And
you say
now
so.
you can just start destroying them, you know? So it doesn't matter. Build the battlefield however you want, and the Dark Mages provide you that opportunity. And this is an open field, so sometimes there's narrow areas that you can use to build this up. So that's just an example, and there's a lot more stuff you can do with the Dark Mages, you know, like silence or putting the enemies to sleep. You know, be strategic with it, you know, and you're gonna do very, very well at this game. And I'll leave it at that. Okay, now the last bit. And there's a few things, not much. Now let's talk about like something like guard, critical defense, critical hit, obvious things, right? But make sure that you focus on these things quite well, because they're big multipliers in how you defeat the game in hard mode. But just imagine you cannot dodge any move in this game. Now it's a reality. There is no move in this game. If an enemy targets you and they try to attack you, you're going to get hit. Okay? Guard is your best way to minimize that damage. So try to make sure that you get this guy up at a good decent number or whatever if you plan on tanking or anything like that. But my best strategy is to try to kill them all, have one person run up, be a guard tank, and then they all run to him. And then, yeah, then you move around and have the dark mages utilize the battlefield. And then, bam, you start destroying everything. But just remember, none of the enemies can miss you. They're going to hit you one way or another. So just keep that in mind. Alright, now since I keep bringing up the battle mage, I should show you why. Because you can build up on whatever the hell you want to do. Now this field, it builds better on axe. That's fine. But still, you can build up on other abilities so you can make this like more of a melee class and not even worry about the magic aspect of being a mage. Because most of the dark moves are all control moves, you know? So you don't need to worry about the damage because this is going to lower their physical defense. It's going to it doesn't do any damage. It doesn't do any damage. This one doesn't do any damage. It's already set damage. This one does. So the Shadow Quake, if you do get the Book of Malice, then it will do significant damage. But yeah, I'll talk about that later. But mainly, you don't have to worry about much of that stuff from the main class, so you can focus on being like a melee class with this. This is what makes this class so versatile. Next, let's talk about the character skills. You may overlook this if you're just playing through the game on easy or normal mode, but if you're playing on hard mode, these things really pick up. Like healing spells, which makes him a better tank. Shield Smash, which basically is very, very good. But remember, look at the uses, look at the power of its damage. And then also, these guys are very, very important. This is what your character wants to aim for, what type of armor they have. And there's a big armor triangle. It's not a weapons triangle anymore, like kind of like what Fire Emblem does with the weapons triangle. It's an armor triangle. So it doesn't matter what weapon you have, it's about what armor they have and what weapon you're going to use to attack it. So remember that. So always look at because it's very customized. I'm not switching over to other characters because I want you guys to see all the character stuff. Figure it out yourself, you know. So you'll know when you play through the game what characters have and what they can do. But always come back here and look at the character's skills. And it makes a big difference, especially if you're trying to go for platinum and get the good stuff. On the last point here, what you really want to aim for here is to make sure when your final team, you want to make sure you have a bunch of battle mages, 3 sharpshooters, 1 bishop, and Eden as an overlord. Now, the reason is because most of his moves work off elemental damage and his sword damage. And yeah, it just works out really good. He's got a very good synergy with his moves and stuff like that. So always make sure Eden is always getting this level at the end of the game. And the battle mages are very versatile, very versatile. Sharpshooters, you want 3 of them at all times. These are your main killers. They're gonna do so much for you, and you're gonna love them. And a 1 bishop just so you can have like 1 healing win, and then just heal up everybody. They don't need to attack. You just need 1 good healer, and then 1 battle mage as a healer, just 1. And you want 1 battle mage as an extra elemental damager, so he can cast up like a wet move, and then Eden come in and do like some lightning damage, do extra 20% extra damage. And the other 3, you want them to be dark mages to set up the battlefield. And yeah, that's when you destroy the game. Now, a good dark mage build, like when you get the Book of Malice, very good one. You can use any other book, but these are your main 4 moves right here. Okay, so you want this one: Purify, Silence, Night Veil, and some Somnolence, or whatever the hell you pronounce it. But yeah, that's gonna be for all 3 of your dark mages, and you'll tear this game up once you get all this. Especially if you have them as battle mages, because then they can attack with an axe or whatever weapon you want. Because it's not gonna matter. You don't need to build them up in the dark mage tree or anything like that. Because this is all control. It's all control abilities, really. You're not worried about the damage. But if you do have a character that has high magic damage, Shadowquake really devastates everything, especially monsters if you hit them on a tile that's weak to magic damage. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there, and y'all take care. Have a wonderful day.